this node, this is cluster 101 nodes, E0A port is connected to this E102, this nodes E0A port. So that's how cluster communication is going. If you have any data ports or anything like data, like for data or anything, you have another switch, many switches which will come here. Yesterday I was checking this for my project. Okay, so I will tell you what happened yesterday. So yesterday what happened, there is a performance issue. Okay, performance issue. So I checked the guard, I checked the graphs from Occam, but I saw the latency is 5 millisecond, like less than 5 millisecond. Okay, less than 5 millisecond for last 24 hours. So it was good. So I do not see any issues for all the volumes. For all volumes, hosted on the V server that they reported. Okay, on the V server. So I checked that. So I thought everything is fine. Then I got to know that one of my client person, he has initiated SVMDR. He didn't tell us. Okay, how do I know that he's doing something? I checked the CPU utilization. In Netapp, and it was like 80%, 89%. Okay, then I thought something is going on. Then I went to him. Went to the person asking me, are you doing something? He said, oh yeah, I'm doing SVMDR. So I requested him to suspend that application and do it during only weekends. Okay. So once he suspended, the performance improved. Okay, performance was better. Okay, so that is the thing. I'm sorry, let me just... So better. Okay, so that's the thing. So initially I was thinking that maybe network thing, because there are a lot of things you need to do to check the networking. You need to do net ping from your leaf, okay, to your destination, like from where they're accessing the shares. Okay, so if it ping response was coming as no answer means there is some connectivity problem. And trace route command in Netapp, from leaf means data leaf to destination, it was also failing, like showing packet drop. So that means also network connectivity problem. So that's why I was confused. So that is a problem. More work you do, you'll learn more. So yeah. So we'll continue with our training. Okay. We'll continue with our training. So let me just 1 second. I'll tell you whatever training I give you. With that training, you will be able to do the activity in your environment, and also you can apply the knowledge to get a job. Okay, like to switch your jobs. That's not a problem. So mainly for a person who's experienced, right? I suggest them to learn huh? So mainly what you need to do is, you have to learn storage, VMware, cloud, and cloud automation. So in that case, you'll have a better job. Like you'll have the job for more time. Nobody can compete with you if you have that much knowledge. Because when you get senior, right, you are expected to do storage, backup, VMware. Like you are expected to troubleshoot, like help in troubleshooting. So let me just work on this. So ONTAP, right? So in Netapp, the operating system is called as ONTAP operating system. So you can have a one node cluster in Netapp. You can have a one node cluster, like single node cluster, or you can have like multi node cluster. Okay. So the thing is, the ONTAP 7 mode was not good. It was not scaling well. So they brought out this, they created this one. Okay. So many things are there. So here in Netapp we call we create cluster. Cluster is nothing but group of multiple nodes or storage controllers. Okay, so what you are doing, you are grouping multiple nodes together. So whenever there is one node failure, the other node is there to serve the data. Okay, so you are basically in a cluster, you are pooling the resources of the both the nodes together, and you are distributing the work across the member nodes. Okay, and whenever the data is like data transfer communication and data transfer between the member nodes are happening, okay, over the cluster interconnect network. Okay, over the cluster interconnect network. So like this. So if you do like net port show, right, so these are the ports E0, E0B, which are part of the cluster interconnect network. How do I know this? I know by this. Okay, I will tell you. Broadcast domain show up. Okay, so these are the ports that are part of intercluster network. Okay, E0, E0B. Okay, and these are all for data purpose. You can create different broadcast domain also. I'll show you what is broadcast domain, what is what. Okay, and the cluster you have to make it high availability pairs. Okay, so that in case of one node is down, physically down, another node is there, another node can serve the data. Okay, so that you can do. And there are one thing that you have to do, which might the interviewer might ask you, which is when you're using CIFS and NFS protocol only, okay, then you can have up to maximum 24 nodes, 24 Netapp nodes in a cluster. Okay, you can have. But whenever using like
One cluster maximum 24.
yeah, exactly. Whenever in iSCSI or FC, you can have less, like maximum 12 nodes in a cluster. Okay, like you have 6 nodes, right? So you can have
Uh,
up to 24 if you are using that one. Okay, so that limitation is there. Another problem is that the fast is having lower limitation, the fast that is, okay, and AFF is high, depending on models. It will have high limitations. Like same thing, but like little bit of change. Okay, so you have to check the model number. You have to search the product documentation, and they will give you the thing. Okay, so what is the thing? Okay, and in Netapp, okay, in Netapp you will have multiple RAID types. Okay, so in Netapp, what are the RAID types you have? RAID,
you told red 4, red DP, then red tech.
yes, exactly. RAID TEC.
But now no, mostly Netapp is pushing for the third one, right? Not the tech, because for the large environment, I think that's the good.
Yeah. So the problem in RAID is you are losing some disk, to store the parity. You're losing some disk. So suppose you have a model which is coming only 12 disk, okay, in a disk enclosure. So what will happen in that time? You are losing two disk, right, for just for your small, just for your root aggregates, right? So what Netapp has introduced is this concept, advanced drive partitioning. They will ask you these questions. Advanced drive partitioning, okay. So what do I do here? So basically what Netapp does is Netapp will partition the every disk into three partitions, one root partition and two data partitions. Okay, two data partitions they will do. That means what? And these root partitions you'll be using only for the root aggregates, and data partition for data aggregates. Root partition will be like very small one, very small chunk. Okay, and this one will be big one, big chunk, big space. Okay, like big space it will take. Okay, so that is the thing. Okay, and in Netapp, whenever you are creating any when you want to define RAID on a disk, so what you do? Okay, one second, just give me 1 second here. So in Netapp, whenever you are creating a disk, creating a, you are having a disk, right? Like multiple disk. So what you need to do? You need to create aggregates, right? So you'll having create like different aggregates. So you'll create data aggregates. So whenever you are creating the aggregates, you'll define a rate on it. Okay. So I'll show you how to define the rate. So you define a rate on it. So that's what you need to do. Okay.
First, you will create the aggregate, right? To like combine all the drive, and then you will create one sort of kind of
Yeah,
pool.
yeah. Let me show you to how to create aggregates. Okay. Aggregate create. I'll give the name as data. Okay. Data underscore uh, cluster. I'll just give the node one. Okay. Node one. So it's for node one. Okay. Disk count. I'll take 5 disk. I will take disk like RAID type. By default, it will take RAID DP. So I will take here RAID 4. Okay. And node I will take. I'm creating this for the first node. Okay. So aggregate is created. This is showing as VMW because I'm using the simulator. That's why it shows as VMW. Okay. And if you check the version also of the Netapp, it's like blue paddle. There is no such versions. Okay, blue paddle. Okay, it's
Okay.
like only for testing purpose. So if you go for aggregate show, so this is the one that I have created. Okay, 5 disk. I have created RAID 4. RAID 4 means what it is. RAID 4 means I have only one. You see here, right? What you can see here, 4 disk, 4 data disk, one priority disk. Okay, so that's what you can see. 4 data, one priority, and these are all basically not the whole disk because disk size will be much bigger. Okay, so if you see the disk size is what, it is much bigger. Okay, so you'll have the data disk and like data partitions and root partitions. So normally when you are installing on-top operating system, the root aggregates will always be RAID DP. Okay, but when you want to create data aggregates, you can create RAID DP, RAID DP, RAID 4, RAID TC. And there is one more thing. If you are using software defined array, software defined Netapp array, then your RAID will always be RAID 0. Okay, because you were just using a software defined array. At the backend, there will be physical array. There already RAID is defined. Okay, so you do not want to do double protection. In that case, what will happen? You lose more space to parity. You don't want that. Okay, so here what you can see, this disk is owned by this node. Okay, so every disk is owned by some node. How? Why? Because one node is there in the disk bay, there will be there, right? So, and you can do like auto disk owning also. I'll tell you this. So if you forget something, you just give this command, disk assign. Okay, so you go down below, go below, you'll have sample commands. Okay, so this is how you assign a disk to a node, particular node. Okay, and suppose you want to assign the disk automatically, you can do this on a command. Okay, automatically to a node. Okay, auto assign.
So this is a manual assignment and auto assignment.
Yeah.
So let's say manual assignment you have assigned one disk to the node one. So
Mm,
only the node one, so this will be accessed by the entire cluster, right? Cluster may have 2 nodes or 4 nodes, 6 nodes.
yeah. Suppose that node is down, so
Uh,
those disks will be owned by the other node. So they will do failover, like they will assign the resources to the other node during update it happens, or during any hardware fault of node it happens. Okay,
But
so this
is there any? There is no concept to assign the disks to the entire cluster, or specifically one node only you have to assign.
uh, you can do auto assign. You can do auto assign one on node only. No, not cluster. One on node. It will be owned by a node, not by cluster. Yeah. No. It will always be owned by a node, not cluster.
So auto node, I think wherever like a disk are less assigned, so it will go to that particular node, I guess.
No, here is disk assign auto node. That means what? That means whenever you are getting new disk, it will be assigned to this node only. Or if you have not assigned any disk to anything, then all the disk will be assigned to this node only. This is auto assigned. All unknown disk means disk which are not owned by any node will be assigned to node 1 if you run this command.
Okay.
Okay. So in Hitachi I give -h command. In Netapp, sorry, in Brocket also. Okay, because these things are very good. Because see, uh, there are many things Netapp and Hitachi, and you will learn slowly once you do the things. But best way to learn is man command, because it will give you some output, like some sample commands. That is the thing. Okay.
What is that command? You said the man something you said?
Yeah, man means manual page, manual. Like Linux, I used to give man, right? Manual page. I just want to check the manual page of the, like help, kind of help thing, you know. So those things. So again, I will run this command, storage disk. Okay. So here, what you can see is that this is a disk. Okay, and shared. Shared means what? Shared means your advanced die partition is enabled. And one more thing, whenever you are having, whenever you want to ADP, okay, whenever you want to enable ADP, you have to do during the time of installation for fast arrays. But if you want to do after installation, then you have to format the array, means your data will be deleted. Format the array. Okay,
Hmm.
format the on tap means you have to reinstall the on tap for fast arrays. For fast, to enable ADP after installation. Okay, but for AFF, like all flash array, all flash means you'll have all SSD disk, so you can
Mhm.
do anytime. You can enable anytime, like after installation, before installation, not a problem. Okay, so that is the thing you have to understand. That is the licensing part actually. So here what I can see, these are disk.
So for ADP, you need license or like how it is?
No, means they will give it, they will give it. In our environment also we have ADP. So here this is a VMware, like, so this is a disk which will be like, this is a space. Okay, this is a SSD disk. It is shared means what? It is having ADP enabled. Okay, it is part of this node, and this aggregate is using this, this disk. Okay, so how to say this? Aggregate show space, 1 second, hyphen aggre, then fills disk list. Okay, disk list. So these are the disks which are part of this aggregate. So from this disk, this aggregate is created. Okay, this root aggregate is created. So I'll show you more things.
So you tell me one thing. This when you do the advanced drive partitioning, so separately you don't configure the rate. Huh?
No. Partitioning, I'll tell you this. Okay, partitioning we don't do. Netapp does. Like Netapp will decide, not us.
Okay.
So suppose I want to see the spare disk, right? Because sometime what happens, suppose your one of the disk in RAID 5, the RAID DP has failed, right? So RAID DP means dual protection. So once the disk failed, you might have some spare disk, so data will be copied to the spare disk, and the spare disk will be part of your RAID. Okay, and the failed disk will be now spare disk. Okay, and then when you change the disk, you are actually changing the spare disk. Okay, dynamic copy, that is called as dynamic copy. Okay, so you click on here. So what you can see here, you see root, data 1, data 2. So every disk is having 3 partitions, one root partition and 2 data partitions. You can check from okay, so here it is showing here, right? So you can check from here. So this is the disk, right? 1.47.
Mhm.
What you see, this is the usable data, this is the usable data. What does it mean? Means these are free, means you can still use this to expand your root aggregate. Okay, but these are already used, that's why it's showing a 0. So these disks are already used for your root aggregates, that's why it shows a 0. Only this much space is available, that is for your data aggregates. You can use this space to create your data aggregates.
Mhm.
And it is showing a 0. 0 means what? Whenever disk is there, it needs to be formatted. So formatting, it will give write 0 on it, 0 on the blocks where no data is there. So that's why it shows as 0. In Hitachi, there is some issues like whenever you delete data in Linux or Windows, the data will not be reflected. The deletion, the free space will not be reflected in pool. That means you will not get back the free space. So what you have to do, you have to run some DP field software like zeroing software, and then you have to run ZP on it, zero page reclaim. So those things you need to do in Hitachi. But Netapp also those concepts are there, but we don't need to do it. We don't need to do it. Netapp also disk zero is also there. Okay, zero space is there. Okay, but no need to do it. Okay, yeah, because nowadays is good. Previously we used to do it. Okay, so you want to check more about some aggregate, right? So what you can do, storage, not disk. I'll go for aggregate. Okay, so I'll go for aggr 0. Okay, so you can check here. This cluster has partition disk. So this aggregate is having partition disk. Okay, so that's what it means. Partition disk means it is having ADP enabled. Okay, so that means this command will not work. Okay, so what the command that you have to give, the command you have to give is this one. If you want to check, so just right click on it, that's it, and then you give this, you take one of the aggregates, root aggregates, enter. Now you can see. Okay, so you see this disk, right? This disk having this much root space available, and this much for data space. So these are partitioning disks. Okay, so these partitions you can check from here.
Hmm.
And if you want to check more about the partitions, then there is another command. You have to go to the diag mode, set d. Okay, then you need to give, and trust me, no, Netapp will be there. You will not lose your job. Netapp is a very good company, like very good storage. It can market it. Okay, so it does not matter whether cloud is there. Even you won't believe me, but Azure cloud using Netapp on its backend. So they are buying Netapp products,
Yeah.
not Hitachi, unfortunately. But this Netapp interview, right? They're asking the knowledge of Netapp and Hitachi. Okay, this Netapp interview, yeah. So one more thing. So this partition, right? So you can see uh, this disk is partitioned into three partitions: P1, P2, P3. P1 is P1, P2. These are data partitions, and P3 is root partition. Root partition will always be small, like 3.5 GB. Okay, so you can check here. So the root, using the root partitions, you have created the root aggregates. Okay, so these are the root aggregates. Using the data partitions, I have created the data aggregate. Okay, so that's how it is.
What is this group like RAID group U01 like that I can see, right? These are
Yeah,
RG0, RG1. This is RAID
yeah.
group.
That's how they name it actually. Like that's how the red group names. So let me show you this thing. Okay, one second. Mm, aggregate show mm, data. No, not like this. Hyphen fields. ELDS. You know, I'll go the rate groups. So you see here. Okay, so they are just creating two rate groups like for everything. Like RG1, RG0, RG0 and RG1.
Hmm.
Like just partitioning of rate groups, so that it's like 5 disks also, but two partitions. I've used 5 disks, right? So
How
you can,
many maximum disk you can put in a one particular RAID group? Any limitation or like you can put n number?
in a particular rate group, right? In a particular rate group, uh, I don't know that maximum how many we can give, but in our environment we have more mainly 7D plus 2P, like that. 7D plus 2P, 14D plus 2P, maximum 14D we have. 14 data disk and 2 parity disk in our environment. Mostly you don't record because see more uh,
I think
more
I read somewhere it is I'm not able to recall. There is some limitation. I mean, you cannot.
limitations will be here. Limitations will be 100% there, but I will tell you one more thing. Suppose you have 4D plus 2P, okay, and
Uh,
you have 14D plus 2P, okay. Let me give you 6P, 6D, okay, that sounds better. So what is the difference? That means for every 6 ticks you have two parity disk, right?
hmm,
So and here every 14 disk you have two parity disk. So here the usable capacity is more, right? Because you're not losing that much space to parity disk, right?
hmm,
So you're saving some money, okay? You're saving some money. So that is the thing. So
hmm,
in our environment we have mostly 14D plus 2B.
I will check tonight how much is the
You
maximum.
can check, you can go with the product documentation, like suppose you go for AFF model, suppose FAS 8020 model, right? So you can go and check what is the limitation. So in product documentation they'll give you the graph also, like where the management port is there, where the ethernet port is there, FC port is there, iSCSI port is there, how the interface switch is connected, where is the base there, what is the bay number. So everything you'll get in the product documentation. One of my trainee was asking me. So you'll get everything in the product documentation, okay. Yeah, so now I will go with the aggregate. So I've already created the aggregate part, okay, so that's not a problem. So suppose you want to create some other aggregate. I have created for one node, I have not created for the other node. So I'll give the name data underscore node, okay. So discount I'll give like 5. mm, Rate type I'll give like rate TC at that time, okay, rate TC, underscore TC, okay. And node I'll give like second node, okay, second node, because I want to do a lot of things, yeah. 7 disk card, okay. I do not yes, 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 because 3, right, 3, so minimum 7 disks is required, okay. So it will create, so you see, right, it is creating two different rate groups, right, rate group 0, rate group 1. So
Hmm.
now that's how it is creating.
So how many
So
G's you saying? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
yeah,
7, 7, it is taken. Okay.
it's taking the 7 same, like same disk only,
But
but
two different age group.
yeah, but root partitions are different, root partitions, different root partitions are taking, okay. You can take this, sorry, root not data partitions,
So
okay. So
this
you,
is basically, so it has created two RAID group, right? So each RAID group will create a root partitioning and then data partitioning separately.
mm, 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 mm. No, so whenever a disk is formatted, it is formatted into three partitions: one root partition, two data partitions. The root
Okay.
partitions are, whenever you are creating the root aggregates, it is taking the space from root partitions. Whenever you're creating the data aggregates, it's taking the space from data aggregates, that's it. So it is taking the space from data aggregates because so data partitions, because I'm creating data aggregate, okay. So you check here, I created two data aggregate, one for this node, other for this node, okay. Suppose I want to create v server or volume or shares on this node, right? So I need some data aggregate, right? So I created per node. So that is the reason for my future use, so that I can show future, like what I can do, okay. So I'll also show you a lot of different things, but it will take time actually.
So
It
for
will
me,
take
these things are important. Creating
mm,
Q3, deleting Q3, I will learn like 1 or 2 days. These things are very confusing, right? So these are, if you teach me this nicely, then it will be, I think I'll be
yeah.
done.
So once if you know the networking concept really well, then it took me at least like 5 years to understand to understand fully what is that networking concept, because networking concepts are always difficult.
Hmm.
So it took me, so somebody pinged robot. Okay, that's my brother. Okay, okay. He's doing data engineering in France. Okay,
Mhm.
yeah, he's doing well. So Amrita, have you heard of Amrita University in Kerala? Amrita,
Which is Kerala.
yeah, Amrita University. Have you heard of Amrita University?
I think I heard it. I'm not so
Yeah.
sure.
So he was the topper. Like he got 99.97 percentage.
Okay.
So he got gold medal and everything. So whatever college he was applying abroad, so he was getting it.
Mm.
But his English, his communication skills are poor. So he chose Europe, instead of some English speaking country.
Okay. But
That
in
is why.
Germany also you have to speak little German. You have to know, right?
Yeah, but he's yeah, yeah. No, no, you don't have to know, but you have to know. Yes, eventually you have to know to get a job. Otherwise, you'll not get a job. Yes. See, storage. Suppose you want to get to Germany, right? You can easily get a job in storage in Germany. You just have to know the German language, and you can start applying your, job seeker visa. It will give you 6 months, right? You go there, you'll get a job
Mm.
because they're looking for. They do not outsource the job from Germany. Okay, like other companies, other countries do, right? Like USA, others, right? You will not see many German companies in our India, right?
Yeah.
You will not see that. Okay, so you'll get a lot of jobs in mostly for Netapp. Mostly they will require Netapp. So I'll tell you one thing. In USA, they mostly require Netapp and EMC. They don't require Hitachi, unfortunately. I don't know why. I think Hitachi is having a good market in Muslim countries like UAE, Saudi Arabia. I think those countries, Hitachi is having good market.
Mm.
Poland,
It's
but
depends
Netapp is
how
having
they
good
do the
market.
marketing.
I knew one person. My lead was in TCS. He was the person who used to stay, who used to work for Hitachi in Europe. So he traveled all the across Europe, and he installed the software. Okay, he installed all the softwares, all the things, all the hardwares, everything. So he was a good guy. His name is Ray, Prasenjit Ray. Okay, let me give you this. Now he's in UK. He works in TCS. He didn't leave TCS, so he is a cloud architect kind of thing. Okay, so Prasenjit Ray. One second. Prasenjit Roy. We call it as even though he was Bengali guy, he used to always not this guy. I think not this guy. Somehow, some for some reason, I'm not able to see his profile. Mm, I don't know why. Is it Ray? Yeah, yeah, Ray only. So this is the guy. Okay. So I only got a chance to work with him for 6, 8 months or 1 year. So I was part of. See, in Hitachi, he worked for. Okay, Hitachi worked for many years actually. 2008 to 2014, 6 years he worked. He worked in EMA region, India, Europe. So there he used to install everything. Okay, he's a very good guy. Whatever you ask from Hitachi, he will tell you. And now he works in a hybrid cloud or something. Okay, so he's doing really well. And if you see his certifications, his certificate has done more, but publications. Okay, so he has done a lot of publications. So normally nobody, not a storage guy does not do right, but he has done that. He has done some publications, and which is published like anything, like some research paper, something he has done on story. So this guy is good, very like he didn't get mad. I think he was like different guy. Like he was always into work, always into learning, like kind of different mentality.
Mm.
So yeah, and there is one more person who taught me storage, not this guy because I made him. Yeah, this guy taught me storage. Okay, so he's having I don't know maybe 40 years of experience in storage. I don't know. So this guy, yeah, he is having yeah. This guy taught me storage. Okay, he is passed out from Jadavpur University electrical engineering. So when I was in TCS as a fresher, he taught me Hitachi storage, EMC storage, Linux. So he taught me these things, and he was always into on-site. Now he's always there. Okay, so if you see my profile, right, you'll see only his recommendation there. So he's a very good guy, like very good, very knowledgeable guy. Now he's working on cloud, lot of different things, but in infrastructure only he's working. So these are the certifications he did. If you check, if you want to do really want to do certification, right, you do it when you want to change your job. Okay, when you want to change your job, you can do the certification. Okay, so what you can do is you can do the Netapp NCTA certifications.
Mm. Yeah, I
You
am
can get
doing it actually this month. End of this month only I'll be doing.
yeah, just do one certification. Don't do too much. Just do NCDA and Terraform. Terraform, if you want to, if you want to switch to like cloud automations or just to integrate Terraform, also you do. So only two certification you do. No need to do many certifications. Okay. One of my friend in Netapp right now, he's not in Netapp, he's in some other company. So he did a lot of certifications. So let me right now he's working in Azure Cloud, Netapp, and Ansible and Terraform. Anyway, so network concepts, right? So I'll give you a little bit more. So tomorrow again I'll start on network concept, but just before that I'll just give you a little bit about the network concept. So in network, what you have is the first thing you have in network is port. Port are like physical things. Okay, those are physical connections. You have like Ethernet ports, fiber channel ports. Okay, on each node. So
Mhm.
how do you see port? This is a command to see. Okay, so these are the nodes. So on this node you have this many port. These two for cluster communication and other for data communications. Okay, so E0, E0A, E0B you should not use for data communications. These are actually connected to the intercluster network, intercluster switch, and this will pass the cluster communications. Whenever you are doing like snap media, snap all, right? So it will use up those network, and it will also use the data network also. It will choke up the data network also. Okay, so these are physical things.
What is this
Okay, physical.
MTU 1500 is saying? It's
MTU is this is a networking concept. Okay, MTU size. This is a networking concept. Like normally, the MTU size should be bigger for the cluster communications. Okay, like if you do not have money, you can have like 1000 MTU here also. Okay, but in case of uh, in case of software defined storage, my MTU should be 9000. This MTU should be 9000. Otherwise, I'll get some warnings. Okay, so warnings means you can do it, but it's not recommended.
so these
Okay,
ports, when you get a fresh box, these ports will get configured by whom? For a storage admin or
yeah, by you only. Whenever you have to connect these ports to your intercluster switch. It can be brokered or Cisco, and you have to connect these ports to your network switch. Like network team will connect network switch.
okay.
These ports. Okay, this if it's Ethernet ports, and if you have some IPsI port, you have to connect to the SAN switch.
So this is depend on the environment or like how this which port?
Yeah, it depends upon the environment. In my environment, I'm not using SAN for NetApp, so I'm not using any SAN switches. I'm only connecting network switches. And if you talk about MTU's MTU, right? I forgot the name actually. MTU network. Okay. So maximum transmission unit. Okay.
Okay.
So you can check this thing like largest size, largest frame size that you can send. The maximum frame size that you can send. It will the MTU will decide
Hmm.
maximum Ethernet frame size that you can send. Okay. So this is a networking concept.
Hmm.
You
I'll
can check.
explore this. You know.
You can go through it. Okay, it's not a problem. So ports are physical, and then you have let me get a paint. Okay, paint, 1 second. Yeah, and let me get some, this is rectangle, rounded rectangle. Yeah, rectangle is fine. So you have this. So I'll type something like these are ports. How do I type it here? Not able to type.
I will not be able to type you.
uh, there's something, right? Text is there, right?
Text, I think where it is edit, I think.
I did it actually I did it for
That one,
other
that one,
people.
that A symbol is there, no? That one only.
Yeah, A. So I'll go like suppose these are ports. Okay, and from ports what you do is you create here, and you create IF, I again A. So you create interface groups. Okay, IF GRPs.
It became red,
What do you call
white
here?
color. So you go to the pen there.
IF GRP. Okay, so you give interface groups, and if you want to subdivide the interface groups on different VLANs depending on your requirement. Okay, so what you can do here is you can create VLAN on it. Okay, VLAN on it. Okay, so these are the things that is there. Okay, so these are physical, If when you want to trunk the multiple ports to get better speed, you create interface group, and whenever you want to subdivide them as per the VLAN tag, suppose different you have different VLAN, right? So as per the VLAN tag, you can create VLANs, different VLANs on the interface group, okay? And then you can create leaf. Then you can create leaf
These are one-time
because
setup, right?
yeah, this is a one-time setup. Yes, 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 one-time setup. But you may have to do it because you may have some different requirement. You may have to do it. Okay, but this is a one-time setup. Yes, yes, yes. This is a one-time setup. You will not get the chance to do it frequently. Okay,
Hmm.
so that is something there. Mm, because I gave training, right, Netapp, Hitachi, I do not have EMC, good EMC environment. Otherwise, I would have given EMC training also, because EMC also I have worked a lot, many years. But in my project, or I do not have EMC, so I don't bother about it. And the problem with EMC is, right, I also don't want to practice EMC. The reason is EMC is not that much good in retaining their products. They are always changing the products completely. Like Vplex, it's gone. Recover point is gone. They're completely changing the V block. It's not marketing well. Like they are using Nutanix instead of V block. It's a failed product.
Hmm.
So they are not that much good in marketing nowadays. So I don't want to do something and then want to completely forget about it. But NetApp, the knowledge is like interchangeable.
So this one is networking. You said tomorrow you'll discuss networking. So in the networking, like, do you categorize like what all topics you'll discuss? Because I didn't see any.
Yes, in networking, the topic that I discuss is this one. I'll discuss port, interface group,
Uh,
okay. I'll discuss VLAN, I'll discuss LAF, okay. I'll discuss route tables, I'll discuss IP space, I'll discuss broadcast domain, okay. So these things I'll discuss. I'll discuss subnet, I'll discuss DNS zones. So these are the things that I'll discuss.
so this is one day we can finish or like how it is?
Yeah, one day we can finish, maybe 2 days if I'm creating IP space and broadcast domain. Normally, in the NetApp lab, it will not have IP space broadcast domain, but I create it. Okay, I move ports. Okay, so that thing is taking more time actually, but one day we can finish.
So
It's
tomorrow,
not a problem.
tomorrow we'll discuss this one.
Yeah, it's better we do tomorrow. Yeah.
Okay, one more thing, just quickly, I'll try to understand. Like, can you just get me on fixed timing? Because see, I depend on the this training only. I schedule other stuff. Uh,
8 o'clock. I think 8 o'clock is fine. Okay, 8 o'clock, 8 to 9.
8 to 9.
Yeah, yeah, 8 to 9.
Okay, I think 7:30 you'll have a tough to get up.
Yeah, yeah,
7:30
8 to 9.
means like at least you have to wake up by 7, right?
Yeah, yeah. Hmm.
Okay, then we'll stick to 7. And which all day you have fixed? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday?
Uh, you during weekends you have work, right? So we can do, yeah, any day is fine. Like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Like
Monday you have a new work.
yeah, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, one day gap.
I want to actually continuously do and then take rest and study myself. Then I'll come back to you on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday like that.
So you can do Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Just one day gap. So you can practice for one day. Monday, next day you can practice. Then Wednesday, next day you
So
can
Monday,
practice.
Wednesday, Thursday you are.
Yeah.
And what about the next week? Because you'll have puja and all that that you won't skip, right?
It depends. If I get internet, I can do just 1 hour, right? It's not a problem, not a big deal.
So next for the next week, why can't we finish it like 7, 8, 9? That is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Because from Wednesday puja will start. So after that, I will not disturb you. Then I'll come back to you on 14.
Oh yeah, that is also possible. Yeah, that is also we can do.
Because
So
again, then puja definitely, if you are a family guy, you have to take care of family also. Going early morning puja, something.
mm, yeah, yeah, that we can do. Like yeah,
So next week 7 and 8, 9, and probably the next week we can then, and then
yeah.
yeah, last week, yeah, October. Yeah. So from 30th, I will not be there that week.
That is okay because you are the only person who joined, right? So it's not a problem. Yeah.
Okay.
I am quite surprised that other people did not join. I mean, maybe they are taking some time. I don't know. I
Depends on
don't
the
know.
requirement. Some people they just simply wants to learn day or not. But for me it is like official.
Yeah, and some people are not confident also. Like some people think that they're not going to they're not be able to invest time. They're not be able to learn. Some people have seen that because many people, I saw that they are switching from Windows domain. Okay, but I prefer them. I prefer people who are switching from Windows not to learn Netapp but to learn Hitachi or EMC because those are easier compared to Netapp. Netapp is not easy compared to other storages. Okay, it's not like you won't be able to learn, like the other person will not be able to learn, but it's better if they have some kind of storage experience, because storage or networking experience, like little bit of difficulties they will have actually.
Okay, no problem. So tomorrow we'll connect at 8 o'clock sharp. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Networking, yeah.
Yeah. Then we'll discuss this networking stuff and all.
Networking stuff we'll discuss. So mm, the thing is, whatever I'm teaching you, right? You just go through the, uh,
Yeah, I'm looking at the video, whatever we are discussing. But sometimes I don't feel bad. Okay, let us stick to the topic because out of this 46 or 50 minutes, whichever we discuss,
mm,
if we discuss other topics like we discuss about the jobs, we discuss about different,
mm,
then nothing will happen. But when after the session, maybe night or evening, if I look at the video, when I
mm.
then I will like it is for me to difficult like from where the actual topic is there. In between we divert, right? So
Yeah,
if
yeah.
you want to discuss, I don't mind. Then you can
Mm.
stop that recording for that particular moment. So it will be
See
easy
here,
for both.
see here. You see, right? See here. This aggregate is having HA policy as SFO, storage failover. That means what? That means whenever we are doing storage upgrade, this aggregate would be failed over to the other node. You understand what I'm trying to say? So this aggregate is owned by node 1. So once the storage failover is happening, it will go to the node 2.
Got it, got it.
So that's how a lot of things are there. You can learn a lot of things. See, I'll tell you one more thing.
I think this is similar to the devices we do the upgrade, right? In IBM, there is a product called storage virtual control storage. That also like cluster, you have a lot of nodes, 6, 12.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. SVC,
Uh,
SVC. I worked on SVC.
uh,
I worked on MDisk. Okay, but only for some time.
just
I
something
did
like that.
troubleshooted also.
It'll fail away to
Yeah.
the other one. And
I did.
odd numbers they'll do first, then even number they'll do. Like that.
Global mirror, metro mirror. Something was there. I worked
Yeah,
on global.
global mirror. We do the
Hmm.
global mirror. But anyway, Dal, I actually wind up this call.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So you see, right? This aggregate is part of, like, this is using SSD disk, is using like online state. So you can use these different types and you can learn more about the aggregates. Here auto balance, right? Auto balance. So this is also there. I will teach you this when I do the flex group lab, right? So I will teach you this flex group. Okay, here it is ineligible, means it is not eligible. So I'll teach you this. Okay. So okay, anyway, so tomorrow we'll have the session. Okay. Okay. Okay.
Okay then. Okay, bye.
Sure. Sure.
Catch you tomorrow.
Yeah. Bye. Bye. Bye.